Okay. So in master, so usually whenever there is a SAP TM implementation, it can be in two ways. One is it can be a standalone SAP TM implementation where only this TM system is available without any ECC system. And the second one is when there is a ECC system integrated. So this second case is the major one. In most of the places where TM is implemented, ECC is also available. So when it comes to master data, some of the master data is created in ECC and then transferred to TM system. And some master data is directly created into transportation management system. So the master data related to mode of transport, means of transports, and uh, resources, transportation lanes, all these master data is directly created into TM system. We are going to see it in further slides. So basically here we can categorize it into two segments. One is when data is directly created in ERP ECC system and then transferred to TM, and second is when data is directly created into TM. So the differences of data, we will always create some data directly into TM. So like mode of transport and means of transport. Mode of transport is like road, air or sea, and means of transport will be, let's say if mode of transport is road, inside in road means of transport there can be multiple types of means of transport like 20 feet container truck, 32 feet container truck, tractor, trolley, van. So these are the means of transports which we have to create directly in TM system only. Then resources will be like vehicle resources or handling resources, forklifts or something. All those things we directly create in TM. And then transportation lanes are it's a lane is having the details from one point to another point. So these points can be locations or can be zones as well. We are going to see that. So this kind of data can be directly created in TM system only. Usually, in any of the transaction or in any system, there are two kind of data mainly. One is master data and one is transactional data. So in this screen, we can see master data corresponds to provider agreements like freight forwarding agreements are also into master data. So let's say with the carrier, if we are a company, we have done an agreement with carrier that the carrier will be serving on so and so lanes for so and so amount. Then this becomes a master for us. It becomes a freight agreement. So this is a master. Then organizations, sales or purchase or business partners, all these are our master data. Similarly, resources. Like I just mentioned, 20 feet truck, 32 feet truck. If there are any containers, all these becomes our resources. And this major component, transportation network master, can be maintained. So this is the master that we are going to maintain directly in TM, transportation network. And transactional data is so when we create a order, lot of things like dates, locations are with respect to one transaction, and it will change every time when we do a transaction. So this is a transactional data. Master data is one time created data, then we can always use it. Okay. So coming to the business partner. Okay. Parallelly, we'll do one thing. I'll open the system as well. Business partners are the organizations, person or a group with whom a company is having a business interest. Okay. So what kind of business partners a company can have? A company can have customers, there can be carriers, there can be vendors. So like this, there are multiple types of business partners. Let's see in the system how a business partner is created. Okay. The transaction to create a business partner is BP. So you can note down this transaction. So this is a ECC system, and in ECC system you can create this BP, I mean business partner in transaction BP, when this ECC is a S4 system. If it is a non S4 system, in that case you can create, there are different transactions for creating customers and vendors. So transaction to create customer is XD01 and transaction to create vendor is XK01. Now we are going to this transaction BP. Oh, the business partner that I had used earlier is Nestle only. So these are the three buttons using which you can create. These are the types of business partner. One is organization, person, and group. So let's say if for a transportation company, drivers are also business partner. So, but driver that comes in person, yeah. In S4 HANA systems, XD01 and XK01 transactions become obsolete, and you can only create the business partner in BP transactions. So let's say if I go to XD01, it redirects me to BP. So I'll select here organization. See, redirecting to transaction BP as XD01 is obsolete. Okay, so it creates a role customer in business partner. Okay, so when we come via transaction XD01, the BP role that is assigned by default is customer finance accounting. Okay, same way. Let's say if I give transaction XK01, which is for vendor, then again it redirects me to BP, but with the role supplier. So earlier SAP had different transactions for creating customers and vendors, but now with this BP, they have mixed everything and they are differentiating based on BP role. So one business partner can act as customer, and business partner can also act as vendor based on the roles that are assigned to that business partner. That is the difference. Okay, so let's say in this case we are going to create a customer. So Parley is our company. Now what is going to be, who are all going to be the customers for Parley? That customer name we have to put here. Some distributor we can say. Okay, I've written South India distributors. Then some mandatory fields are there, language and address related. So I am maintaining the address. So I have created a customer, and the name that we have given is South India Distributors. And we are just filling the mandatory fields in this, whatever is required. So postal code, city, country, and region I'll fill. Okay. So with this information, we'll save the data. Okay. So one number is generated, number for business partner, 1000120. This is a business partner number, but we haven't received a customer number yet. So I'll tell you the background of how the transition has happened from XD01 to BP. So all the customer tables are different, like KNA1, KNVV, and all. Similarly, all vendor tables are also different, and business partner tables are also different in backend. So in backend, all three are having different tables. Okay. So now when I have created a business partner, only this data is updated only in business partner tables. Currently, it is not updated in customer tables. Okay. So the difference is only carried out in front end in UI, but in back end, the tables are different. So to get the company ID, like just give you an example, if I go to SC16 and I open KNA1 is a customer master general data table. Okay. So this takes the customer ID for as a primary key, but my business partner is created with this ID 1000120. If I pass this as a ID in this table, it won't show me any result. Okay. Whereas for business partner, the table is BUT000. This is like general data table for business partner. If I give the same ID here, it will show me the data. Okay, whatever we have maintained there. Now to create a customer, this customer role is assigned to this customer finance, and we see a button here, company code. Okay, so we click on this button. First we go to edit mode and click on the company code. Now we have to assign a company code to this. Yeah, see, this customer is created with ID 91. So in KNA1 table, if I pass the ID as 91, then it shows me the tables which are filled with respect to customer role. Okay, the IDs are different based on customer ID. Now, this is how customer master is created. We have just filled the address data and main um language and all. Now we can when we come to the company code tab, company code is a entity, a single entity where profit and loss accounts are maintained. It's mainly for financial purposes. But let's say if we are a company as Parley, then uh, or something, we have to map our customers to a company code, right? There should be a link between the company and its business partners. So that happens. So the link between customer and company happens in this area where we assign a company code to this. Okay, so let's say I have a company code 2000. I am assigning that company code to this customer. So when I give the company code name here, this assignment is done, and all the this item level fields, it gets enabled where we can fill the data. So I'll just pass the mandatory values here. I think this reconciliation account is one of the mandatory field. So I think no other field is mandatory. Okay. So just with this, we'll save the customer. Okay. So now we have created a customer with whom we are going to do the transactions in future. So this is about the customer master. Same way, let's say we want to create a carrier. Okay. So for carrier, again we will click on this create organization. Okay. And there, so these are the different roles that we have in business partners. These many roles are there. Business partner, general, account holder, correspondence recipient, retail site. Like this, carrier is also there. Customer, supplier. Okay, so carrier is a service provider to us, and in ECC system it is referred as vendor. Okay, vendor means supplier. So if we want to create a carrier, the first role that we'll select for carrier is supplier finance accounting. The way for customer we selected customer finance accounting, for carrier we'll select supplier finance accounting. Okay, we give this role and the same screen opens again. We will pass it as title is company. So this is a carrier. Okay, DHL Global or DHL Private Limited something. So we'll consider this as carrier and we'll give the address for this as well. Let's say I'm giving Mumbai. Their headquarters is in Mumbai. Okay, with this information, we are going to save this data. So again, when we are saving, business partner ID is created. And similarly, in this case, we need a vendor ID. Like in the previous case, we got customer ID. For a supplier, we need to have a vendor ID. So that vendor ID can be seen in this company code area. When I click on this company code, again it will open in the same way. And this is the vendor ID this time, 1000080. Okay. But currently this is not mapped to any company code, right? We have created a supplier, but we have not assigned this supplier to our company code. So to do the same this thing, we do the same activity, assigning the company code ID. Okay, we are in display mode, so we have to go to edit and then assign the company code ID. So then this assignment becomes active, and again we have to fill the mandatory fields here. Reconciliation account number is a mandatory field. So this account number is nothing but a GL account in which all the transactions related to a customer or vendor will be posted. like let's say if customer has to pay us 60,000 rupees, that 60,000 will be added as a debit for customer, credit for company in this DL account. So this is for financial purposes. Okay. So with this information, we can save this data as well. So now our customer is created, supplier is created. Okay. Now using the roles, we can use this supplier as carrier also. We want to define it as carrier. That is the main name, right? So initially, because the system understand carrier as supplier, we defined it as supplier. Now we want to extend it to carrier. So see, when I am in change mode, I see all the available business partner roles. But when I go to display mode, I will be able to see only those roles which are maintained for this business partner. Okay. So now if I go to change mode again, there is a carrier role. I can select this role and the data gets copied. All the addresses, this will also have the same address. It's a central repository. Yeah. Okay. So when after assigning a new role, I'll again click on save. So this new role is also saved for that business partner. Okay, now when I go to display mode and show you the roles, it shows me 4. Carrier is also one of the role. Okay, so this is how we create customers and vendors or carriers in SAP system as part of master data. Okay, so business partner is done. Now the next thing is product. So as a shipper, product is the main product is the thing around which all this transportation, warehousing, everything is revolving. If products are not there, nothing is required. So product is again a master in ECC system for shippers. So we'll again go back to system and see how products are maintained. So the transaction to create a product master is mm01 slash n mm01 material master. Basically, this in ECC it is called as material master. When we transfer it to TM, in TM the terminology used is product master, but it is same in both the systems. Okay, so I'll show you a material which is created already. GFG test one, I think is there. Yeah. So when we create a material, system asks us for the views. So these are the default views in a material master. Each view is having its respective fields and the information. So let's say if I am selecting these 5 views, all the 5 views are able to capture different kind of information about a material, okay, which is required during the process or something. So let's say if I select these um, 5 views and click OK. So because I had selected plant related view, I had selected some sales org related view. So I have to, it asks me to enter the plant and sales org before entering into material master data because I have selected the view which is with respect to a material and plant. So one material can have different properties at different plants. That's why it is asking me the plant number here. So I'll give plant P L01. Sales org is I think 2020. Okay. So in basic data 1, we can give the description of material. ID also we can give it as external number range or internal. Both are possible. In this case, it is given as external. Then we assign base unit of measure for material. So in this, for this material, I have assigned the base unit of measure as eaches. So it will be ordered in eaches. Some of the materials can be which are ordered in kgs, 100 kg of this. But in this case, it is each. Each means one packets. It will be in some packets. Okay. With respect to per, I mean for one each, we can assign the gross weight and net weight to material master. Okay. Then in basic data too, again some other information is also there. Yeah, in sales org 1, all the sales org related data for material will be captured here. Like what is the sales unit and the tax details, whether there is a tax applicable on this material or not for this sales org. So currently it says 0, means tax exempt. If I change it to 1, it will be full tax. Let's say this is 0. If I change it to 1, it becomes full tax. So the tax related information can be controlled from here for a material. Then in sales org 2, again some sales org related data where material price group, account assignment group of material, item category group, these things can be assigned. And in sales general plant, if this material requires a transportation group, I mean transportation group or loading group, if any special things are required for this material, like forklifts are required for loading unloading, that can be assigned in the sales general plant view of material master. And how do we want to do the availability check? Like if this material is having a availability check through APO, or how are we knowing that whether the material is available or not? Let's say if customer has ordered 100 quantities, whether those 100 quantities, that stock is available with us or not, that depends on the availability check. So this is all for our information. As a SAP TM consultant, customer, material, everything we get uh, already created in system by SD or MM consultants when we go for an implementation. Because as a transportation management consultant, we might not have information about what are the critical points in material master. So already material management consultants will be there in the shipper process. Sales and distribution consultants will be there. So everything related to ECC master, that will be there already in the system. The only thing that we have to do as a TM consultant is we have to transfer this master data to TM system. Okay. Okay. So this is about the material product master data. Now let's come back to our. So products are any tangible or intangible goods that are part of business activities of a company, can be traded, and it contributes directly or indirectly to the value chain. Optional master data in TM. So products, this is one important thing to understand as a transportation consultant, that product is not a mandatory data for me to transport. Okay, I can receive orders in which without having the product information also I can make the transportation, right? Let's say if I am DHL and I get an order from a customer that I need a 20 feet container truck in which I load some products from one location, location A, you deliver it to location B. So as a transporter, I just send my container to them. Whatever products they are loading in the container are not my concern, may not be my concern, and maybe if there are some government rules or something, I need to know the product information. It can be just as a text. It's I need not to maintain the master for that. Like how much is the weight for this product, what's the density, or every critical information is not required about the product. So they'll just load it in the container, and I'll have to deliver the container to wherever is the required by the customer, right? So product is a optional master data in TM, but for a shipper, product is a mandatory data, right? If Nestle is not having any product, what it is going to sell? Okay. Product master can be created in following ways: manually in NWBC or SAP GUI, this is in TM, or via core interface by transferring material master from SAP ERP. So this core interface is the interface which is used to transfer the master data from uh, ECC to TM. Be it any master, be it for plant, for shipping point, for product, for customers, everything is transferred through the same interface. Okay. Each product in TM represented with a unique product number, an appropriate description, transportation group, and base unit of measure. Okay. So like when we create a product in ECC, we create it with the ID. Same way in TM also, when the product is created with ID. Okay. So this is about product master. So there are some cases in which some baddies are enabled, which which brings a slight variation to the ID. So it will be like, let's say in ECC I have defined my plant as 2000. ID of my plant is 2000 and ID of my shipping point also is 2000. Okay. Now when I am transferring, so plant is a different entity and shipping point is a different entity in ECC system, and both are having different functions. Okay, so basically, just to give an overview about plant and shipping point is, plant is we are talking about distributing plant where goods are stored and which will have the valuation of all the materials which are stored at that plant. Let's say if one item is 50 rupees, 100 items will be 5,000 rupees. So that 5,000 rupees product is stored at that plant. That is, and the stocking, everything will, the plant's ID will be considered for that. So this is the significance of plant in ECC. And shipping point is like a gate, the place from where the shipment starts. Let's say my plant is, uh, it's a physical location and it's a huge location, like 1 kilometer area. In that area, there are five different doors or gates, and I name them as A, B, C, D, E. So all these five becomes my shipping points, places from where the shipment can start. A shipping point is a place from where the shipment is starting. Okay. So these are the functions in ECC with respect to plant and shipping point. But when it is transferred to TM system, it is transferred as a location only. Okay. So the again coming back to the point which we were discussing about the ID or the number. So in ECC the plant is 2000, shipping point is also 2000. But when we transfer it to TM, it creates as one master only location, and one master cannot have same ID. There cannot be 2000 locations. So there is a baddie in TM which can be enabled for these kind of cases, where when we are transferring a plant, it adds a prefix PL to that, and we are when we are transferring shipping point, it adds a prefix SP. Okay. So when we transfer plant with ID 2000, it goes to TMS PL 2000. So that's one of the customization that some of the customers may require. So all the locations are having different types. The shipping point is one of the type of location. Plant is one of the type of location. So when a location comes from ECC system, TM system is able to understand what kind of location is coming from ECC based on the data that we are getting. Okay. So it based on that information, it adds the prefix to the ID. So we saw customer, we saw material. There are two more masters in ECC that we use for a process, which like we discussed just now, plant and shipping point. So these plant, shipping point, customer, vendor, when all these are transferred to TM system, it is either created as a location or business partners. Okay. So plant and shipping point will only be created as location, whereas customer and vendor can be created as both location as well as business partner. Okay, so let's say we have created the customer South India distributor. When we transfer this customer to TM system, it becomes a business partner in TM. But for capturing the order, let's say this South India distributor is giving us an order to transfer the goods from Mumbai to Bangalore to their location. So we need their address as a location master as well. So when we transfer the customer to TM system, there is an option to transfer this customer as a location as well. So it creates a location also for that ID. Okay. And we saw material master creation in ERP. These materials are transferred as products in TM system. Okay. Then yeah, transportation zones also can be created in ECC system and transferred to TM. But transportation zone is more convenient directly in TM system. So we always go with direct transportation zone creation or editing in TM system. Okay, so let's also now currently we are in ERP system. So we'll do this transferring of master data to TM. Okay, so now you can note down these transactions. The first transaction is CFM1. So this is a core interface through which the transfer of master data is taking place from uh, ECC to TM, and it's a RFC call that happens. It's a synchronous thing. It doesn't go via PI. So in this screen we can see material, plants, uh, MRP area, supply area, contract, schedule agreements. Everything is there. Below we have customer, vendor, shipping points, work center, shipment. All these informations are there. So whatever we want to transfer, we can select that and fill the information here and then generate the model. So we'll see how we can do that in this. So we can give some model name, let's say demo CIF. And logical system we have to select whatever is the target system. So this is my system where this is my TM system where I want to transfer the data. This is my logical system. And APO application, this is also ID. So combination of all these three fields makes a primary key for this data transfer. Okay, so this has to be unique and this can be reused. Let's say if now I am transferring one customer, later I can transfer another customer with the same combination. Okay, so let's say first we'll transfer the customer. So when we are transferring the customer, we can select the customer checkbox and click on this button to fill the customer details. Okay, so in the customer we have to give the customer ID. So if we have to check the customer ID, we can go back to business partner and uh, we can search business partner based on customer number, external number, name, or business partner number. So we remember name in this case, and the name was South. I can give stars and search. So this came. This is a business partner number, but there I have to pass customer number. So currently, see, no company code button is coming because the role which is selected is business partner general. If I select the role customer finance accounting, then it shows me the company code. Then I can click on company code and get the customer number 91. So I will add customer number 91 here. We want to transfer this 91 customer to TM system. Okay. There is this field create location or business partner. So this field is having three options. Only create location means this 91 will be created as a location. If I leave it as blank. If I fill one, only create business partner. And this is create both. So if I select create both means it will be created as a location as well as a business partner. So let's say we select both. Okay. Then we have maintained data in the integration model and now we'll execute it. So this is a data preparation. So we have selected one customer and we click on generate integration model. Integration model generated for target system this. Okay. So this is one step CFM1. In CFM1 we do these activities and the next the subsequent transaction is CFM2. So till now we have not transferred it to TM system. We have only activated the data that we want to transfer. Okay. Okay. So when we come to CFM2, these details are filled already. Whatever model, logical system and APU application we gave there is filled in this. Now we can execute it directly and we can double click on the BP. Okay. So this is the data that is the status for this data transfer. Currently it is not transferred, so it is showing as inactive. So when we want to transfer it, we have to, it is like whatever will be the new status after executing, that will become the previous status. System will try to make that as the previous status. So currently it is inactive. When we want to make it as active, we will click on this cross in new status. So new status is checked means we want to transfer it to TM. Okay, now when we click on start, it starts the transfer of this data to TM system, processing load channel. Hmm. So because there is already existing business partner with ID 91, it is not able to. So let's do one thing, we'll delete that 91. So we can set the archiving flags in business partner. Can be deleted. I'll remove this test run and execute this. So this 91 business partner is deleted. Now if we search, we don't find anything. Okay, fine. So we'll come back to our integration model. We'll change the new status again to check. We click on this new status and click on start. Now I think this is some number range related issue. So in this case, we are trying to push 91 as ID for business partner in TM as well. So we have to give system the option to be able to assign an external number range, whatever is coming from ECC. Okay. So it is not able, system is not able to assign the number 91 to the business partner currently because the whatever number range is assigned to it. So 01 is the external number range in which the ID 91 comes, right? 12499. But this is not assigned to uh, any of the number range grouping. So let's say if I assign 01 and save this. Okay. Application log messages with importance medium were written. So this is the SLG log which is generated after the transfer. When we click on yes, we'll be able to see uh, customer is created, and location is created. So now let's go to TM system, and if we go to transaction BP, business partner 91 is created, South India distributors, and the address is copied. Okay, so this is create scenario. Now, yeah, one more thing with this. So this is the transaction to see location master /n /scmtms /loc3. Okay, in this transaction also, if we see a location ID with 91, this customer is created as a location as well in the system as a location master, because we had selected create both. Okay, so this was create. Now let's say we want to do a update. We want to change some data in ECC. So in ECC we have to change the data in BP for in S4 systems, and our business partner ID is this one. Let's say we want to change the address, and we want to change the pin code in address. Let's say instead of 23 we want to make it as 24. So after doing this, we'll save the data. Okay, and we go to transaction CFM2 directly. So this CFM2 will be set up in background job usually, which will automatically do this step. So if I again go to this BP, I'll click on new status and click on start. Okay, so with this updated data is transferred to TM. So now we are in TM system. Currently it is showing 2, 3. 2, 4. Similarly, for organization, uh, it is 2, 3. Screen is not refreshed. If we refresh the screen, let's say I just give the business partner number again. Or I can click on the search, and from the search we can reload. Yeah, 2, 4. So this is how, usually the standard operating procedure is wherever the source is there, we always change the data at that place. We have a facility to change the data directly in TM, but whatever data we are creating based on after transferring it from ECC, if we want to do any update in that, usually we do that in ECC only, and then transfer so that there is a synchronized data. Okay, so this is about we have transferred the customer. Same way we can transfer carrier also that we had defined. Okay, so again we'll go to CFM1 to transfer carrier. This time we'll select vendors and give the vendor ID here. And we need to get the vendor ID for that. We'll go to BP. that is DHL Private Limited. So currently, no company code is coming because the role is business partner general. If we assign supplier, then company code will come. And this is a vendor ID. We pass the vendor ID in the vendor. So we need customer locations because we have to make the delivery at customer location. We need the customer's location as location master as well. But for vendors, we might not need it as a location for carrier. So we can create it as only as business partner. Okay, generate IM. Now we'll go to CFM2 and execute. When we double click on BP, it will create another line. So a same integration model can be used multiple times. So now when I click on the new status and click on start. So it is transferred. Log is in real time scenario. We keep a single integration model for one type of data. Let's say for customers and carriers, for all business partner, we are using one integration model. For all products, we are using another integration model. Okay, so this vendor is transferred. Now, if we want to see this vendor, the ID is 1000080. So this is created here, DHL Private Limited. Okay. So same way, if we want to transfer plant or shipping point, that also can be transferred through this core interface. Okay. Okay. So only these are the data that we transfer from ECC, plant, customer, vendor, shipping point, and materials. Okay. Remaining data related to transportation, we directly create in TM system. So today, just to summarize, we have discussed about the master data, TM related master data that is created in ERP system and how it is transferred to TM system.